How's it going, Jack Tackers, and welcome back to another video for you guys. Today I'm going to be counting down my top 10 favorite TV shows of 2020. But first, I want to remind you guys to ask me questions for my 1K sub Q&A. I'll try to remind you guys in the pinned comment down below as well. But yeah, I really want to do a 1K sub Q&A, so I really need questions, so I'd be appreciative if you did leave some down below. Anyways, let's actually get into the top 10 list. So, at number 10, I have The Eric Andre Show. Now, The Eric Andre Show released its 5th season this year, and I did a whole ranking video going over all the seasons and why I like certain seasons over others. But honestly, I think The Eric Andre Show has all good seasons. Like, I don't think there's a bad one out of the bunch. However, I do think season 5 might be its weakest, but it's still very good, which obviously is why it's number 10 here on the list. Yeah, it's hilarious. I love it. The Eric Andre Show might be one of my favorite TV shows of all time. It's great. If you haven't checked it out, it's on Hulu. Well, at least the first 4 seasons. So watch it. It's awesome. At number 9, I have The Clone Wars Season 7. The final season of The Clone Wars premiered this year. And honestly, there were some hiccups with this final season. But of course, the final 4 episodes were phenomenal. I really enjoyed the final 4 episodes. I thought this was a very good finale for the series, and it was just super epic, man. I loved it. I know a lot of other people did too, but yeah, I do think that the first 2 arcs before the last 4 episodes were kind of meh, especially the Trace and Rafa one. Oh boy. But again, those final 4 episodes, phenomenal. Some of the best episodes of television out there. Great stuff. At number 8, I have Defending Jacob, which was a limited series on Apple TV Plus, or at least I don't believe it's getting a season 2, so I think it is a limited series. But Chris Evans, if you've seen my top 10 best performances of the year video, he was one of my favorites. He did a phenomenal job in this show, and I think everyone involved did too. I forget the actor's name, but the kid who plays Jacob, who also was in the It movies, he did a good job as well. But yeah, everyone involved, their performances were great. I think the tone of this show was super interesting, and it really just kept you on the edge of your seat the entire time. It was one hell of a ride, to be honest, and just super suspenseful and intriguing. Yeah, if you have not checked this out, I highly recommend you do. At number 7, I have Survivor. Winners at War released this month, or not month, this year. But Winners at War is a bit of a different season for me personally because I haven't been around for 20 years to watch Survivor, so I haven't been around to watch all those episodes and to, I guess, be an OG Survivor stan. But I really love the show. I joined the Survivor community, I think around season 35, Healers, Hustlers, and I forget the other one. I don't know. Heroes, Healers, and Hustlers, I think. But anyway, it doesn't matter. Winners at War was super cool. I don't recognize all the winners, of course. But the ones I did recognize, it was cool to see them interact with these older people. Well, not like in terms of their age, but you know what I mean. It was just super epic and really awesome and entertaining. And yeah, Survivor definitely has to be here on the list. At number 6, I have another show in the same vein of Survivor. Some people might disagree, but it's Big Brother. Big Brother is one of my favorite shows of all time. I love it. This season, BB All Stars 2, it wasn't as fulfilling as it should have been, I agree. However, I very much enjoyed this season, and I do think the finale, for the most part, made up for it. If you've seen the finale, you know what I'm talking about. It doesn't make up for it entirely, of course, but it was still pretty awesome that that occurred, and who won. It was just really fulfilling in that regard. And I did have some fun with this season. It's not the worst season of Big Brother out there, but it is one of the weaker seasons. But again, I don't care because I still really enjoyed it, and I want it to be on the list because I had fun with it. I know some people didn't, but oh well. At number 5, entering the top 5 now, I have Arrow Season 8. Yeah, that's right. We actually did get a few episodes of Arrow Season 8 way back at the beginning of the year, back in January. I do believe we got episodes 8, 9, and 10. Episode 9 was pretty awful because it was the backdoor pilot to the Green Arrows and the Canary show. It was just stupid. Like, that's not how story structure works, but whatever. At least not for me. Not by my standards. Like, you're setting up another show in the penultimate episode of, like, this stupid. Like, if you wanted to do a backdoor pilot, do it at the beginning of the season. Stupid. Anyway, Episode 8 was the a part of the Crisis on Infinite Earths crossover, and there are some issues with the Crisis on Infinite Earths crossover. It's still good, but there's issues with it. But we did get to see Ezra Miller's Flash interact with Grant Gustin's Flash in actually Arrow Season 8, Episode 8, and that was just super dope. Man, oh man, that was awesome. And I do think the finale itself, Episode 10 of Arrow Season 8, was solid. It wasn't bad. I want to make that clear. Wasn't a bad finale. I really enjoyed it. However, there are a few issues with it. But yeah, it's still a really good end to the show, and I'm glad it wasn't lackluster overall. I just thought it was super cool, and especially how they had that nod at the end with John Diggle getting the Green Lantern ring. I thought that was super dope. The flashbacks with Oliver in the finale as well, and that fight scene was super amazing. Really good stuff in here. And yeah, I enjoyed what we got for Arrow Season 8 and that crossover episode with Ezra Miller's Flash. Wow. At number 4, I have Stargirl. Stargirl was pretty surprising to me. I don't think it was like a masterpiece or anything like some people were saying, but I do think it's really good, obviously, which is why it's on the list. Yeah, I thought the cast was great. I thought it was super fun. I thought it captured a lot of emotions. It was super heartfelt. You could tell a lot of care went into this show, and I respect that. It has cool characters. It's fun. It's exciting. I really enjoyed it. It was a nice show. Now, these top 3 are kind of interchangeable for me. These top 3 are amazing TV. They're very, very good. But ultimately, I decided at number 3 to put Better Call Saul Season 5. Now, you guys know me. Breaking Bad's pretty much my favorite TV show of all time, and I love Better Call Saul as well. Better Call Saul Season 5, in my opinion, is the best season of the series so far. It was so good. It felt the most like Breaking Bad. I know some people want Better Call Saul to be its own show and have its own tone, which, if you watch seasons 1 and 2, and even now it still has a bit of a different tone from Breaking Bad, but I do think now that we're nearing the Breaking Bad timeline, the start of that show, I do think it makes sense for Better Call Saul to start feeling more like Breaking Bad. And I feel like that might have been the intention. But I know some people want it to have its own tone, but at the end of the day, you do have to realize this is still set in the Breaking Bad universe. And I don't know, man, this season had so many great stuff in it. We got to see the return of Hank, episode 8, Bagman, probably my favorite episode of the series. So good. Lala was awesome. So many intense scenes. The one scene in episode 9 when Lala's talking to Jimmy, tell me again. Oh my God. And then we have the epic scene with Kim. She was great. Ray Seahorn, I think her name is. Yeah, the actress who plays Kim. Super great stuff there. Better Call Saul Season 5 was awesome. At number 2, I have Tiger King. I know it's kind of a dead meme at this point, but I mean, when Tiger King aired and it was cinema, it was good stuff, man. Definitely like one of the best documentary series I've ever seen, if not the best. Tiger King is amazing. I know it's kind of been worn out again, but I do think if you go back to the beginning of the pandemic and when everyone was stuck inside and we were all watching Tiger King, those were the good days. Well, kind of. I don't know. Tiger King's great, though. It tells such an interesting story that's real. And you forget that this is a real situation that's going on. It's hard to remember that. It's easy to forget. But it's fantastic. Super interesting. It's a very bingeable show. I've seen it twice. I watched it twice. It was that good. I really enjoyed it. So it's pretty fantastic. But at number 1, I did decide to put The Mandalorian Season 2. Mainly because of that finale. It was still going to be in my top 3, which is why I said these top 3 are kind of all interchangeable. It was still going to be in my top 3 because I thought this season was still great. But that finale, man, which I won't spoil it just because, it's kind of new-ish, but I won't spoil it. But when that thing happened, wow. I do think the finale of Season 2 of The Mandalorian is one of the best episodes of television of all time. And I do plan on doing a top 10 best TV show episodes. That'll probably come out maybe sometime next month. Not entirely sure. We'll see. But I am in the works of doing that video. figuring out what my top 10 favorite episodes of television are. I have like a solid top 5, top 6, but the rest I'd have to look for and remember all the episodes of TV I've seen. But yeah, those are my top 10 favorite TV shows of this year. Of course, there's some stuff I had to leave out, but I mean, there's a lot of other pretty decent TV shows this year. But let me know what your favorite TV shows of the year were down in the comments below, and also remember to leave me some questions for my 1K sub Q&A. And if you guys like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. Boop.